Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. Hey, how long does it take for the VA to process your claim? You file your claim, how long is it going to take? Well, on the VA's website now, again, you got to take this with a grain because some claims might be for one condition. Everything's in there, super easy, clean cut, or it could be a denial, right? A very easy denial for the VA could be a quick turn, right? Or a very complicated claim could take a very long time. So this is the average claim time. So how long does it take for the VA to make a decision? I'm going to go through that, give you the information, the time that the VA is disclosing as the average, and kind of give you a little bit of side notes along the way here. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And let's jump into it. So on the VA's webpage, there is a webpage for this information. And they state here that the VA claim process after you file your claim. And it says, learn about the VA claim process and what happens after you file your claim. And by the way, I encourage, if you're not, to go ahead and sign up and get your account with the VA. So va.gov account / e-benefits, all that stuff. I mean, they're kind of transitioning away from e-benefits. But in any case, your va.gov login and ID and all that good stuff, because you can actually track your claim process. If most of us, you file a claim and you want to know, you're constantly wondering where they're at in the process. And so this gives you the ability to do so, at least get a 30,000 foot view of where they're going with things. I mean, you're not getting the day to day really, but you're getting when they make major milestone moves. So I encourage you to sign up for the va.gov site so you can track your claim. All right, so find out how long it takes on average to process a VA disability claim. It says here, how long does it take the VA to make a decision? Well, 104.1 days is the current average number of days to complete disability-related claims in July of 2023. Now, remember that we're on the heels of the the closing time frame of the extended back pay for PACT Act, and we probably got a bunch of claims maybe we got a bunch of claims in, but actually probably got a lot more intent to files in for August. And when they're talking here about July's numbers, they're talking about the completed claims. So the numbers that got completed in July, on average, were filed 104 days prior to July. So that's what you're looking at. So that's pretty quick, honestly. But again, that's also taking into account denials, right? If somebody just filed a bunch of stuff with no proof and it was very clearly not service connected, it's not going to take the VA very long to deny that. So anyway, let's move on. The time it takes to review your claim depends on these factors: the type of claim you filed, how many injuries or disabilities you claimed, and how complex they are. Makes sense. And then the last bullet that they have on here is how long it takes us to collect the evidence needed to decide your claim. My suggestion always is file an intent to file, get all of your evidence together that is going to be needed, and then submit your claim. Then all the VA needs to do is send you to your C&P exam, of which you would then be prepared for, because if you've watched enough of my videos, you know to look at the schedule of ratings for your conditions and go to your C&P exam prepared. And then all of that information will bubble over to the Veterans Benefits Administration and be viewed by a rater, who will then make their very easy decision to rate you appropriately because you've done all the right things. And you're not waiting on the VA to try to get any evidence or additional evidence for you because you've already supplied everything. So next, what should I do while I wait is the question that's actually on this VA website. So the question, what should I do while I wait? The answer, you don't need to do anything unless we send you a letter asking for more information. If we schedule any exams for you, be sure not to miss them. So you get CMP exam notification, don't miss it. You can check the status of your claim online, which I highly suggest. And the timeline you see there may vary based on how complex your claim is. It's not uncommon for the times to change while you're kind of watching the progress. It's also not uncommon to see you bounce from one status to another status, maybe bouncing back to collecting more evidence or what have you, as the VA bounces your claim around. But again, my kind of take and opinion on it is always spend the time up front with an intent to file, preserving your effective date, and get all your information together and submit it so you have all the evidence they need, and will alleviate a lot of heartache and stress and potential appeals because you've dotted all your T's and crossed, or dotted your I's and crossed your T's. So just my 2 cents there. So next is what happens after I file a VA disability claim. So number 1, claim received. That's the first status. They'll let you know when they receive your claim. If you file your claim online, you'll get an on-screen message from the VA after you submit the form. If you mail your application, they will send you a letter to let you know that they have your claim. You should get this letter about 1 week plus or minus time, plus mailing time after they receive your claim. So usually within a couple weeks of filing your claim, you'll get, if you do it by mail, you will get a notification from the VA stating that they've received your claim. Number 2, second kind of block in the progression of your claim is initial review. The VA will review your claim. Your claim will move to step 3 if they don't need any more evidence to support it, which again is what I always say. Work with your doctor. To get your intent to file in place, you have a year. Now work with your doctor, utilize the schedule of ratings, pull down a DBQ off the VA's website, utilizing the information from the schedule of ratings to have your doctor integrate that into their answers on your DBQ appropriately is the right way to go. Get all your evidence together and submit it, and then you will gracefully move from step 2 to step 3, which is evidence gathering, review, and decision. During this step, they will do 3 things. Ask for evidence from you, healthcare providers, government agencies, or others, if needed. Review the evidence and make a decision. If the VA needs more evidence during the review, your claim may return to this step more than once, so they do bounce around sometimes. Preparation for notification is the 4th step. We'll get your entire claim decision packet ready to mail. Then the last is claim complete. We'll send you a packet via U.S. mail, and that includes the details of the decision on your claim. Please allow 7 to 10 business days for your packet to arrive before contacting a VA call center. Now, a little side note, and I'll put in kind of the rule. If you're using an accredited representative who has access via a PIV card to remote desktop into the VA system on your behalf and see your claim results and so forth, as soon as the claim is complete, your accredited representative actually has access to your decision. Now, they're not supposed to give you that information until adequate time has passed for you to have received it in the mail. Now, here it says 7 to 10 days. What's adequate time? I don't know. I mean, they're saying 7 to 10 days, 4 days, 5 days. Maybe your accredited rep might share that information with you, or at least give you some hints of what it would look like. So next here it says, what should I do if I disagree with my VA disability claims decision? Well, hopefully you all know And if you don't, that's why you're here. You have three options if you disagree with anything regarding the results of your claim. Three examples would be they denied you service connection. You disagree with that. You think it should be service connected. Two would be they gave you a lower rating than what you had believed you should be getting because you looked at the schedule of ratings and you know you meet the criteria for a 30% rating, but for some reason they gave you a 0 or a 10. You disagree with that. Or the third reason here in my three examples would be the effective date that they gave you for back pay was the date that you submitted your claim. However, you filed an intent to file 8 months prior to that. So your effective date should be 8 months prior to the date that they made your effective date. So therefore, they owe you 8 months of back pay. There's three examples of some things that you could disagree with the VA and your claim decision. So your three options are you could file a higher level review, having somebody look at it who has a little more experience. So like a back pay thing. If your intent to file, right, was there, but they missed it for some reason for the back pay, you probably just need a higher level review to look at it because it's obvious and very easy to deal with. If it is that would be a good example for higher level review. Your second option is a supplemental claim for your appeal. Supplemental claim is adding additional evidence or information to your claim and having it reviewed with that other evidence taken into consideration. Now, I would use that if they gave me a lower rating than what I had expected. I would maybe take the schedule of ratings, look at what I believe I should be rated at, let's say 30%. I would get that information out of the schedule of ratings, exactly what's needed, and I would have my doctor write me a letter explaining that I experience all these things for a 30% rating. All you're trying to confront here is the rating, not service connected, because they've already service connected you. So you don't need a nexus letter, right? So don't worry about the nexus because that's already done. They've already service connected you. They just gave you a lower rating. You're trying to get it to be a higher rating. So look at the schedule of ratings, find the criteria, give that criteria to your doctor, have them write you a letter saying that you experience all of these things. And then I would submit that along with a form called 4138 where I explain that I meet all the criteria for a 30%. See the attached letter from my doctor, and I would like to have my rating increased to the 30% level, and I would submit that as a supplemental claim. The last option is the Board of Appeals, right? So the Veterans Board of Appeals, you can send it there and have it seen by a veterans law judge. Now, you could decide to do that at anything. I personally, this is my own personal belief. I believe the first two options are my first course of action, right? One or the other, depending on if all the evidence is already in the file. If all the evidence is there and they missed it and they just need to find it, then I go higher level review. If I feel like I could add something to give me a little more chance of getting the result I want, then I'm going to do the supplemental claim. Then if either one of those get rejected, then I push it to the Board of Appeals, of which you kind of have the same option, the same three options with the board, which is just look at it, all the evidence is there, or here's some more additional evidence to consider. So you kind of have a couple different routes there. So moving on, that's well, I didn't even read what they said. So what should you do if you disagree with your VA disability claim decision? So let me read to you what they say. If you disagree with a claim decision that you received on or after February 19th, 2019, you can ask us to review the decision. You have 3 decision review options to choose from. Learn about your decision review options. Well, I just talked to you about those. So more information about disability ratings and payments is on that page as well, and then that's pretty much it. So That, what is that last piece there? Effective date of disability is on here, and there's a hyperlink to it. It says, find out when you'll start getting your disability payments. Effective date of disability. I just clicked on that to see where it drives me here. Disability compensation effective dates. When we decide we'll pay a disability benefit based on a claim, we assign an effective date to that claim. The effective date is the day you can start getting your disability benefits. This varies with the type of benefit you're applying for and the nature of your claim. How does the VA decide effective dates? Direct service connection, the date we get your claim or the date you first got your illness or injury, also known as the date of the date your entitlement arose. If we get your claim within 1 year of the day you left active service, your effective date can be as early as the day following separation. Example 1. Sean is a veteran who ended his service on September 30th, 2013 with a hearing disability. He filed a claim for his hearing problem more than 1 year later. We got Sean's claim on November 15th, 2014. On March 10th, 2015, we awarded Sean 30% disability rating with an effective date of November 15th, 2014, the date we got the claim. Example 2, Rick is a veteran who ended his active service on September 30th, 2013 with a hearing disability. He filed a claim for his hearing problem less than a year later. We got Rick's claim on July 5th, 2014. Because we got it within 1 year of his separation from active duty, we awarded Rick a 30% disability rating with an effective date of October 1st, 2013, the day after Rick's separation from the military. There's some more. I'm going to do another video actually on this because this is getting very long and there's probably most of you have already dropped off. So I will go ahead and conclude this one, and I'll do another one on disability compensation effective dates. How about that? All right. Thanks for watching. If you hung on for 17 minutes, I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.